Oh, he just got a little tight in practice yesterday. We'll see how that goes.
Kind of precautionary, I guess, to back him off a little bit.
Yeah, again, tight in practice, and then, we took a little bit cautionary yesterday. We'd probably be the same thing today. Bob will get you the injury report.
How about Jahan Dotson? Played, I think, 30 snaps or so last week. Is he ready for, more of a role? Should it?
Yeah, he's worked his butt off. He's obviously a very, very talented player, and we'll see. Again, we'll see how that goes. But I know that the guys are ready when called upon, when they need to be, when they're called upon.
I know you didn't coach Nick Foles, but knowing Frank the way you did, knowing Eagles history, what perspective do you have on his career?
Yeah, obviously, ton of respect for his career. Frank would always talk so highly of him. Got a chance to just talk to him a little bit. Never had a chance to coach him or anything, but what everybody says about him. And ultimately, he did the biggest thing in this city by winning a Super Bowl. So, a lot of respect. Great career. Been fun to watch. Was fun to watch his career. And like I said, I just when you kind of hear about a guy secondhand, and it's always the same thing over and over again about before you even talk about the play, about the person, that just gives you so much respect for the person in itself, and that's from Marcus Brady to Frank Reich to the people in this building of what they thought of him. Yeah, a lot of respect.
I think the other day, Kellen praised Johnny Wilson for his blocking and everything. AJ is limited in some aspect on Monday night. Do you see him maybe having a little bit bigger of a role? Yeah,
you guys are saying limited. I'm not. And then you guys got to do your job as far as that goes. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And like I said, everybody from Jahan to Johnny to Covey will be ready to go if need be.
I guess just generally speaking, that third outside wide receiver spot has been in flux kind of since you got here. How much of a priority was it? I mean, you had, Zacchaeus, you had Quez here, you had Pascal, you had some different guys in that role. I guess what I'm getting at is how much of a priority was it to get somebody like Jahan, who you felt really comfortable with? I felt good with the guys that have been here. Like, everyone's played their role really well. As far as that room goes. What I think is going to always be unfair to that third guy is the pass game runs through AJ and DeVonta. I don't know how many times I've said the same thing over and over again. The pass game runs for DeVonta, AJ, and Dallas. Well, what about the third receiver? The pass game runs through DeVonta, AJ, and Dallas. And sometimes that guy gets unfairly judged because he doesn't have the opportunities that other people get. I feel really good. Yeah, but I'm going to answer. Yeah. Playoff game, you didn't have AJ that kind.
Sure, I feel really good about Jahan. I mean, first round pick. Obviously, we traded for him and feel really good about him. He's a smooth route runner, everything like that. I just think sometimes that position is unfairly judged at times just because they don't get the opportunities that these other guys are going to get because of when you have players like AJ, DeVonta, and Dallas on your team, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But in a case if he has to step up and play a more meaningful snaps, I got a lot of confidence in him. And because he's done a nice job, and he's done a nice job, and we can only judge him on the things that he's done since he's been here. He's done a really good job since he's been here. Has some really good practices. So excited for his opportunity as the third receiver, as a second receiver, whatever it may be for each week. I'm excited for him when he's going to get his opportunity because he's going to make some big plays that's going to help us win some games.
Nick, I know Jalen made a big play late in that game when he basically carried a couple defenders over the sticks. But in light of what happened with Tua, do you feel it necessary to kind of have a conversation with him again about just about with your shoulder, your head? And
we all first and foremost always we want him to protect himself in all scenarios, and he's got a really good feel of how to do that, right? And we'll protect him on called runs. We want him to protect himself in certain scenarios. In every scenario, really, his health is more important than anything, and so, we will always have that discussion. He knows how we feel about that. if he goes out of bounds there, that's, or slides there because it was in a 4-minute drill, that's what I want him to do that, in which case his instincts took over and he went and got it, which was a heck of a play by him. So yeah, always on the forefront of our mind, Jeff, that he does that. Prayers go out to Tua. Really got a lot of respect for him, and just hope he's going to come out of this okay.
You had several position battles in training camp. As the season progresses, whether it's linebacker, as you mentioned earlier in the week, or edge or nickel, how do you manage, with the players at least knowing where they stand in communication?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
How do you manage just communication with players and them knowing where they stand?
Yeah, we have our roles talk every year that, hey, this is your role and this is your role, and we kind of go through it in front of the entire team of what's expected out of everybody. That's not something and if the role changes, you communicate the role that changed. If not, their job is to dominate their role, and because that's what good teams do. In hopes that it will change. So, and when it changes, you communicate that with them. So that's something I think that's unique that we do, the communication of what the role is. And then, as far as throughout the week, sometimes through the game plan, for instance, Morrow last week, when we were reviewing the tape of the game, Morrow had 14 plays or something like that, and I just said, hey, Morrow, this is exactly what we're talking about. You have to make you're the fourth guy in, so you have to make sure that you take advantage of the reps you're getting, and look at this play that he makes in the on a third down where Jordan Love has to throw it high because Morrow's in his face, making a play, and so you solidify the roles throughout the week as far as things that happen in practice, things that happen in the game, and then obviously every game has the game plan of, hey, these players have to carry out this role, whether it's a role that you're going to play 50 plays or a role you're going to play 14 plays. So it's kind of done throughout the week after that initial roles conversation.
You
mentioned Thursday, the turnover ratio being not sustainable. If you continue to do that, talked to Jordan Mailata yesterday. You put it up, said it was an anomaly, can't continue. You always stress ball security, though. How do you emphasize that more during a particular?
I'm not. Man, you can ask our guys. I'm not sure how much more we can emphasize. It's about going and doing it now, right? I think sometimes that after every practice, after every game, we're in here and we have ball security clips, right? And we show those. We show those clips, whether it was good enough or whether it wasn't good enough. Was it to the standard or was it not to the standard? And then there's also clips of us trying to take the ball away. Was it up to our standard or was it not up to our standard? So we have drills that not only are the position coaches doing, but that we're doing also as a group, and we want to make sure those drills are done full speed and as fast as we possibly can to make sure we're emphasizing that. So you see us go through those. And we're doing and it's gonna pay off. I know it's gonna pay off. There's some that you can't obviously control at times, but it's those ones where you're running with the football that we really spend the most time on. When you have the football in your hands and you're running with that football, obviously too, with you talk about that with the different things of off the catch and with the read and everything like that. So it's on our mind. It's on the forefront of our mind. Gosh, we talk about it a lot, but it's about our actions. We talk about it a lot, and our actions suggest we do it a lot, and then we just got to go execute it as we go. But it will continue. I don't care if we were +3 right now, +10 right now, -10. We'd be attacking it as well, because it's one of those stats that it's one of the few stats that matter, right? I know there's a million stats, and it's cool to read the stats, and it's really, but one of the few stats that matter is that turnover differential if you look across the league, and especially here. Like I told you guys, we're 20-1 when we win the turnover battle over the past 3 years. That's pretty incredible. And we were the one team, 1-10 this last week that won. So we know how much that is going to mean to us moving forward.
I asked this question with Cooper the Gene in mind. How do you know when to stop letting a rookie get up to speed behind the scenes and let him learn on the job?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, just the feel of when it's like, okay, he's ready to go, because so many things are, and he's done a nice job, but so many things are being on the same page, both offensively and defensively, right? We talk about detail a lot, right? And our detail that we talk about is situational football. Our detail we talk about is our fundamentals, as far as tackling, ball security, all those things. And then the final portion of our detail is that we're all on the same page, right? The quickest way to give up an explosive, or the quickest way to have a negative happen to you offensively if you're not on the same page. Well, there's a lot that goes into that, right? It's not just knowing what to do when you're sitting here. It's knowing what to do when the picture's changing, right? Well, if they come out in this formation, what if they come out in that formation? So there's more to it than just say, hey, what do you do on this coverage? Boom. And this, well, what did the receiver do? What is the formation? And what was the motion? Is there a shift? Like there's so many things in there. And so it's so important that we're all on the same page. He's getting there. He's getting close, and we'll see how this game plays out this week. But he's stringing together some nice practices in a row.